hang on a minute. I still have a question about the decision that the Supreme Court handed down last week, in which they temporarily maintained the availability of mifepristone, which is the most common method of abortion used in the United States. As you probably recall, the court originally said that they would hand down this decision on Wednesday of last week, but then said that they would need a couple more days, eventually handing down the 7-2 decision on Friday. And so my question is, why the delay? Now, at this point, I should admit that I don't know the answer to this question, but I should also admit that it's fun to speculate about it. So let's do that. Now, as we know, things have not been going well for the Supreme Court in the past couple of years. First, it turned out that the wife of Justice Clarence Thomas was at least a cheerleader for the insurrection of January 6th in 2021. Then, Justice Alito's opinion, which ended up being the decision in the Dobbs case, was leaked 2 months ahead of time. And of course, the Dobbs case was the decision that wiped away the constitutional right to an abortion. Some people speculated that Justice Alito himself might have been the source of the leak. And a token investigation never determined whether or not that was true. Then, of course, the decision itself was handed down to the widespread condemnation of strong majorities of the American people. And finally, we've learned recently about the decades of unethical behavior committed by Justice Thomas. Incidentally, I should say at this point that Justices Thomas and Alito were the only dissenters in the 7-2 decision that was handed down last week. So I think, and again, I don't know, but I think that Chief Justice John Roberts thought to himself something like the following: we've got enough problems as it is here on the Supreme Court. We cannot be seen to be eager to alter the balance of power amongst the three branches of government by interfering with the executive authority of the Food and Drug Administration in approving pharmaceutical applications. That authority, after all, was granted to them by an act of Congress, the legislative branch. And so I think that Justice Roberts really wanted a unanimous decision to at least give the appearance that they would not take such a dramatic step without lengthy and careful deliberation. And I think he needed those extra 2 days to try and convince Justices Alito and Thomas to join the majority opinion. Now, I could be mistaken about this. It's possible that he needed those 2 days to convince one of the other three conservative justices, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, or Barrett, to join the majority opinion. But even if that's the case, he would still have been applying the same sort of pressure on Justices Alito and Thomas at the same time, fruitlessly, as it turned out. However, maybe he was successful in convincing one of the other three. We'll probably never find out. But again, it's fun to speculate. And so I hope you've enjoyed it also. But regardless, thank you very much for your kind attention.